ProWrestlingSheet.com.
Welcome, everybody, to this week's episode of Collider Body Slam SmackDown Live. Recap, so much to talk about, so much happened here. Definitely a way more enjoyable show again than Raw, but we're going to break it all down. I am one of your hosts, John Rocha, joined as always by the CEO of Pro Wrestling Sheet over there. That's Ryan Satin. How are you, Ryan?
I'm doing good. Yeah. No, it was a much. It's crazy that sometimes when you watch SmackDown after Raw, it's crazy that it's the same staff and same writing team that are making the show. I mean, there are little changes here and there, but like for the most part, it's the same team, and it's like, wow, it was such a match. I mean, like SmackDown was great.
Yeah. Do you feel like it goes NXT, SmackDown, Raw? Do you think it's NXT, SmackDown, or do you SmackDown, NXT, Raw? Like, what's your feeling on it? Because they take more chances in NXT, then they take good chances on SmackDown, but Raw is pretty much, it's rare when they take the big chances.
Yeah, I would say NXT, SmackDown, Raw for sure in terms of the WWE shows and in terms of enjoyability. Yeah. But it's also like easier to consume an hour, you know? Like it's easy to consume an hour. If you miss a week, you can catch up quickly and kind of bang out 3 episodes or 2 episodes and you're right back in it. So I also, there's one thing that NXT does, and we obviously, we don't have an NXT recap show, so I don't get to talk about it often. But I'll say it on Twitter sometimes. But one of the, one of my favorite things that makes NXT stand out the most is that they try to deviate from the norm a little bit for backstage segments. Like not every backstage segment is in the same interview section, like sometimes it's outside in a random press conference, sometimes it's at the performance center, like sometimes it's in the ring. Like I like that it feels different. Sometimes it is in the traditional backstage interview setup zone. So for me, and plus the talent, obviously, like the match, the talent in NXT right now is just like insane. The amount of awesome, great wrestlers that are there right now, it's just unparalleled. NXT for sure, and SmackDown right now. For sure is in second place. I mean, SmackDown it wasn't even a chore to get through. Like Raw was like sometimes when you watch Raw, it does feel like a chore to get through. And
I agree.
We had, like I said, we had a whole recap on Raw, but like there are moments I liked, there are moments I didn't. And even if that's the case on SmackDown, it's just SmackDown was a fun wrestling show. You can nitpick and as wrestling fans tend to do, but you can't say that it wasn't like a good show. Right. It was a great show last night.
Yeah, thoroughly agree with that. Started off, you got Paige coming out here and introducing Asuka, Asuka, Charlotte Flair, and Becky Lynch all coming down, and they battled in battle promos and a triple threat of promos, basically going back and forth. I liked the back and forth. I enjoyed Asuka kind of throwing in her 2 cents. I enjoyed Charlotte Flair to a degree, and I enjoyed Becky. But it was a little bothersome for me. Becky seems now, once again, kind of being a little bit pushed to the back, and it's frustrating me to see that they're really focusing on Charlotte more and more. Whatever you need to tell yourself to sleep at night, all this kind of stuff that's lame, whereas Becky was really on the forefront of everything that they were doing. And now they're paying lip service rather than giving her that stage. And it's frustrating to me to watch a little bit as someone who's part of this organic push for Becky. Do you think they're trying to strangle her a little bit?
I don't know if I necessarily feel like they're trying to strangle her, but I do think that they are trying to place her too much on the same level as Asuka and Charlotte. That I think that they're treating them as if the status hasn't changed.
Yeah.
I don't think you can consider them equals right now.
No.
I think Becky, but at the same time, I found it interesting that her pop was a little dampened last night. It wasn't quite as uproar as it's been. It was kind of like it was still a big pop. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But it wasn't the same level for some reason, and I was a little like, I wonder what's going on here. I don't know if it's because she can't wrestle right now.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously. It's tough to try and use a champion who's not allowed to actually get physical at all, I think. And, like, they masked it pretty well last night, but it was very obvious that she left the ring because things were going to get physical, and it was like she came back when there was no chance of it getting physical, that kind of stuff. So, I don't necessarily think that she's hurt or anything like that. I mean, she is hurt. That her push is being halted or strangled or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I did notice that she was kind of too much on the same playing field as everyone else last night. It felt like. I did love Asuka in this segment.
She was great.
I think that there was this everyone was kind of complaining for the past few months or whatever about Asuka and Naomi's teaming, and they're like, "Oh, she's being wasted. She should be treated as a serious threat." And I feel like last night was a good step in getting her back to there.
Yeah,
and I think it showed that little fun time away of doing fun things with the Miz and fun things with Naomi. It didn't hurt her credibility at all. No. And also, I feel like she has improved even more on the mic than she had in the past. Like, I don't know if she's been working on it while doing these kind of fun things with the Miz and Naomi, or even just working with those two kind of helped her with things.
Yeah.
I don't know, but that promo felt really cool last night. Like when she was like, you got lucky one time and you've never beat me. And so I liked all that stuff. I thought it made Asuka seem like a badass.
Yeah, and I think it seems to be setting up like Asuka's going to take this thing. It just feels that way, how it's rolling. I've seen this before.
Especially since they keep talking about Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
Usually the cross brand promotions of it stops once the Survivor Series or whatever they're promoting ends, but they're still going forward with it. Like they're still referencing Ronda Rousey, which means I feel like it's because obviously either Becky or Charlotte is gonna win the Rumble and go to face off with Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania. So I thought that was interesting because we don't see that a lot. Like it'd be weird to see Brock Lesnar referenced so heavily at the top of SmackDown.
Exactly, and any interaction between Daniel Bryan and AJ and Miz or whatever we'll talk about later, it would be weird to hear Lesnar come up. I agree with that. Yeah.
That's how I look. It's one thing when they're like building towards a pay-per-view, but this to me this is proof that they are working towards one of them at least. And I kind of like that we don't know which one it is at this point.
I agree with that. So it's a battle here with them going verbally, but then it leads into a actual battle between them when Asuka says, "I want to take you on right now," but then Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville getting their pushes again lately, walk out, talk their smack to them, and then Paige sets up an impromptu tag match between the four of those ladies, and it's a good match. I thought, once again, Mandy Rose and Sonya, they're getting better and better in the ring. You're not going to get better unless you fight better competition because it forces you to step up your game. And I feel like they did a good job. And what we talked about last time, Mandy is showing her strength. She's the power, which is ironic. She's the power wrestler of those two. When Sonya comes in with that MMA background, you think she's more power, but she seems a little more, hers is a more fighting style where Mandy's about bigger moves. And you see this going around. But there were some nice moves here by both Charlotte and Asuka against them, and Sonya and Mandy as well. Ends up that Sonya has a certain move and whatever. It looks like she might take this thing, but then Asuka comes back, comes into the situation. Charlotte has a situation where she kicks Asuka there as she's handling Mandy, and then Asuka rolls in and does a kick on Charlotte, and then Sonya gets the pin. Nice little push for them.
Yeah.
So, did you like this match? Did you like what happened in the end?
I did.
And of course, Becky came out to watch the whole thing.
Yeah, I did. We've talked about, I think, the evolution of Riot Squad.
Yeah.
And even though Riot Squad and Mandy Rose and Sonya got brought up at the same time, I think that Riot Squad has been given way more chance to work with more steam talent, like more veterans of the ring. And so, working with Natalya all the time, working with Sasha Banks, all that kind of stuff. So, I like that Mandy and Sonya are finally kind of getting to that. Like they're kind of starting to, they're slowly, it was the Iconics for a minute, but I feel like they're kind of moving away from the Iconics being that, and they're kind of moving into the territory of kind of having Mandy and Sonya be the antagonists.
The top tag team heels.
And you know what? What they said on the mic made perfect sense when they said hey, you groomed us to be like the next thing, and now you don't even care about us. I thought that made great sense.
I'm glad they finally addressed it.
Me too, because it was great. I thought it was really good character motivation for both of them. It's kind of like, well, hey, screw you, we're back. You know what? And now it makes them their heel tendencies even more believable than it did when they were just kind of like following Paige. Now it's like, no, they got chips on their shoulders. They're pissed that Paige kind of tossed them aside when she got power.
Yeah.
Even though they were there to help her when she was coming back from her injury and stuff. So I like that whole thing. I like Mandy and Sonya getting a push. I thought it was really cool. I mean, there was the whole opening of the show was girl power, dude. Like it's a lot of women. I don't know if maybe that factors into why SmackDown is also. I think there's three things of why I enjoy SmackDown so much.
Okay.
And it's old school status. There's a champion there every week.
Yep.
There's tag team wrestling that is taken seriously.
Yeah.
And there is a solid women's division. I mean, there's a good women's division on Raw, but I do think that the women's division on SmackDown right now is killing it much more.
I agree. It's the more enjoyable. It's more storylines and fun to watch. And these ladies are like, there's just more characters that you're enjoying interacting with each other on SmackDown than you find on the Raw brand. And I think, of course, the Raw brand is a little more elevated. That's why they won the matches. But these characters here on SmackDown enjoy a little bit. I enjoy them a little bit more in their interactions and what's going on. And I wonder what's going to happen with Sonya, man. I like this, maybe a little bit of a mini push here, giving her the pin, not Mandy, over Charlotte. That's kind of maybe huge,
And then, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think, her and Asuka were the last two in that Battle Royal too. So, she's kind of like, they're kind of, they're getting there a little bit. They're pushing towards it.
I like it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, and we'll see what happens as this goes forward with them, because Saxton and Corey Graves didn't fail to mention that there was tension between Sonya and Mandy. So if this doesn't work out, then you can still play the storyline where Sonya is jealous, or Mandy is jealous of Sonya getting the push and getting the pins, blah, blah, blah. That works. Mandy's the more natural heel. She's just the more natural heel.
Yeah, obviously.
And so it would work. Yeah.
I think that Sonya would be better as a face.
I agree.
Yeah.
Thoroughly. I think fans are good on her side.
And the whole put your hair up and square up thing is a cool catchphrase.
That's a great
but it's not
catchphrase.
good for a heel, but it's good for a face.
Yeah. I would buy that shirt if she goes face. All right, Cesaro and Xavier Woods and Jey Uso came out. A fun little triple threat match. This was fun as hell to watch. Great spots, great chemistry in the ring, great near falls, all that kind of stuff happening over and over and over again. Jey gets the win, defeating Cesaro and Woods by the pinfall, legitimate straight up win. And there was I love the momentum change through it, and some of the spin moves in the ring were great. And of course, seeing Cesaro holding both of them, spinning them around was incredible. So all around, just a fun match to watch. And I like the way it ended. And to me, it kind of previews that the Usos are going to be wearing these belts sooner rather than later.
Yeah, I'm with you on that on that wavelength as well. I think that. Yeah, I mean, this goes back to what I was just saying, and this maybe not necessarily a tag team match, but it takes tag teams more seriously. It just showcases them in a way that is a positive light. Like you're like, oh, I want to see more of this, as opposed to the Lucha House Party rules, where it's like, I don't want to see more of this necessarily. All around good stuff. And
not a lot of interference, which I liked.
Yeah, I mean, it goes to the there are huge extremes in terms of like Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah.
And you get like competitive matches, things that make sense for the most part on SmackDown. And this is one of those where you're like, man, like a competitive match like this we don't see on Raw very often, like where it's like, granted, these guys are all adjacent to each other a lot, but that was it shows that these guys are so good with each other that they can just always, no matter how many times they're forced to have some kind of combination of the three, it's going to be entertaining, and this was a perfect example of it.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's fun the way it ended up, and I hope to see more of this. I hope this is a preview of the triple threat match we're going to see at TLC. This kind of speed, fun, inventive wrestling, and enjoyable back and forth amongst all three of these guys.
Is it a TLC match between the three teams? Man, Had they already said that when I compared them to the Dudley Boys and Edge and Christian?
I think I mentioned it last week, the Dudley Boys and Hardy stuff. It feels like that.
Had they already said it was going to be a TLC match at the time? Because I didn't even think about it when I was saying that.
I think it's going to be a TLC match, yeah.
Is it for sure?
I feel like it is.
It has to be, right? Yeah.
The way they're setting it up.
Yeah. No, I honestly think those three teams in a TLC match could 100% put on like a killer match.
Yep, tear down the house, absolutely. All right, let's move on. Daniel Bryan and The Miz have themselves a little bit of a conversation on Miz TV. They almost...
Wait, I looked it up because I was wondering. Right now it just says...
What's it say?
It just says triple threat tag team match.
Okay.
Then Becky Lynch and Charlotte is the triple threat TLC. And then TLC, Braun versus Baron Corbin.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Why is Corbin getting a spot on a fucking pay-per-view?
Yeah, I hope that they change. They're probably not going to, and that's what all these teams are factoring into they're going to play around it. That's how they're going to. It's going to be they're basically going to help work around Braun coming quickly from his elbow.
Yeah.
But man, they should make this a TLC match between these three teams. They really
should be. I hope it is.
Yeah, they really need to do that.
It'll be at TLC. Oh, I see what you're saying. You don't know if it's a TLC match. You know it'll be at TLC.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I meant these.
My bad, man.
Yeah. No, I meant.
I just assume every match is a TLC match in my head. So that's my bad.
I meant it being an actual tables, ladders, and chairs match to make it more to help out a little bit.
Somebody's got to do it. It's got to be them.
Well, because the Becky match is. Right. That's a TLC match, and so is the Braun and Baron Corbin thing. But Braun and Baron, man, that's not this tag team match, especially after seeing this.
Yeah,
man, imagine those three teams in a TLC. I hope, man, I hope it gets changed to a TLC.
Actually, I hope it is too. And it's got to be scary to walk into a TLC match after having your nose broken. So this is going to be interesting for Becky. I mean, this is going to be interesting for Becky. Yeah. And Charlotte and Asuka got to really take care of her in this match. So we'll see.
Yeah.
All right. So Biz TV, we're doing.
Because she hasn't been cleared yet.
No, I know. It's very frustrating.
Yeah.
It's very frustrating.
Yeah.
What, 2 weeks away? It's very frustrating.
Is that how soon it is?
Yeah, I think it's pretty much.
All flow together. December 16th. Oh, my God, that is
2
really
weeks away,
soon.
man.
Ugh.
No, get ready.
They're putting her a TLC match that quickly after coming back. See, those are the things, and I know wrestling is a tough sport.
She wants to.
I know that she has to want to.
Yeah.
But look at the Alexa Bliss thing we were talking about yesterday. Dude. I don't want Becky Lynch to be at the airport not knowing where she, where she is because she wanted to come back a month early because WWE has 500 pay-per-views a year and she had to be back for TLC.
I'd be shocked if she isn't a lifer in this business.
Becky?
Yeah, Becky.
No, I know, but I don't know. It's just it seems not worth the risk, Yeah. I don't know. I mean, that's just me. I don't know.
She wants to do it.
I know. And I know it's a contact thing that I know.
I know, because then Charlotte's going to take it all, and no one wants that.
I still get concerned when I see Seth Rollins do the sunset
buckle bomb.
the sunset flip thing when he broke how he hurt his leg.
Right.
Every time, whenever he does it, I still get concerned. You know, so I get concerned easily.
I keep waiting for Finn Balor to break both his legs with one of his moves off the top rope.
It's
that
insane.
stomp thing.
Yeah.
There's no way both his knees aren't going to blow out like Sid Vicious. I just see it's coming.
I can't even jump off a little tiny wall without it being a little pain to my legs. I'm old.
All right, so before Miz TV could start, we had Carmella and R-Truth come out, do their dance break and everything. It was really cool. If you want, I don't know if you tweeted or somebody tweeted.
I did, yeah.
The video of them dancing with a girl. That was really cool.
Yeah, I retweeted someone doing that. Yeah,
that was a lot of fun to watch, and that was fun. But then you have Miz TV here with Daniel Bryan and The Miz talking. They almost find this was weird. They almost kind of agreed on the heel aspects of their ascendancy to the titles separately, and so this is an interesting thing. And Daniel Bryan, once again, speaking about the old Daniel Bryan, all this kind of stuff. So he's really leaning into this heel thing. And I think I'm slowly starting to come around on it and enjoying it, much to my chagrin. Right? I was like, no, and now this week I was like, this is actually kind of cool.
I know. It work. Me too. I'm the same way. I'm guilty, 100% guilty. Because look, I know that I love Daniel Bryan, the face, the guy who won at WrestleMania 30. But there's no way I would sound stupid if I said that this wasn't as interesting. If this was less interesting than everything he's been doing before, because that would be such a lie.
Right.
What he's doing right now is so much more interesting than what he's been doing since he came back.
Yeah.
I mean, this stuff was so good. I mean, it was man, I was thinking how it almost reminded me of CJ Parker in NXT, who's now Juice Robinson.
Right.
But he was very much like the green friendly hippie, and just got booed so heavily for it. They hated him because of it. And I like that we're kind of getting, he was kind of considered enhancement talent in NXT. As much as he was on the show, as much as he was used at the time. And, he has since gone on to reinvent himself. Yeah. One of the, great wrestler, killing it in New Japan and stuff. So I like that we're kind of getting a newer version of it with Daniel Bryan as almost like a... Because, these are all the things he thinks.
Yeah.
He does... That's what's so good about it, is that it doesn't seem inauthentic. It seems so real. Like, because especially if you watch like Total Divas or if you follow Daniel, if you know anything about Daniel Bryan, he's so green conscious. Yeah. Like, he's so green friendly.
You see him on Total Bellas all the time doing that stuff.
All the time. Yeah. And so it's good because he believes it inside.
Yeah, he really does.
You know,
it's authentic.
And you're like, man, he believes that about us. Screw that guy, you know? And so that was one of the reasons why I liked it so much, because it was so real. And you're like, man. And then also I love it because it's like, man, we're really booing a guy because he likes the earth. Yeah. You know, because he doesn't think that we should be ruining the earth. Yeah. I always think that's funny when that kind of stuff gets booed in wrestling. Because you're like, wait, but we're supposed to be that way, you know? Like, we're supposed to be Greek conscious. But regardless, like, the segment was so good. It sold Daniel Bryan's heel turn so well, calling the fans fickle. Yeah. And you know what I find funny is, even though this is so entertaining, I think it's hilarious how nobody is like, I think it's funny because, okay, before I explain that, the Becky Lynch stuff, everyone was so mad when Becky Lynch turned heel. And it was like, well, nobody would ever believe that the fans weren't there for Becky Lynch. Like, we were always there for Becky Lynch. And it was like this big uproar. And Daniel Bryan says the exact same thing.
And people love it.
And people are like, this is the greatest thing ever. And it is. It's great. But I like when Becky Lynch was doing it too and had no problem with it. Neither did you. Yeah. So I think it's weird how, like, there's a... What's the word I'm looking for? There's like a
double standard?
There's double standard there. Like, it's weird. Like, because
amongst wrestling fans?
Yeah, because
with male and female talent? That doesn't sound right to me.
Well, it's just because Daniel Bryan was, look, Becky Lynch was great. Mm-hmm. But you can't say she was more beloved than Daniel Bryan was. No. Especially amongst the fans. I mean, just look at what happened with Daniel Bryan. I mean, Daniel Bryan only got to where he was because the fans took over. Like, that's when the rebellion really started to become a thing. Becky. And it's the same thing that happened with Becky. But I just think it's funny how people are like, okay, yeah, we weren't with Daniel Bryan. Yeah. What? Right. You know, but regardless, I like when Becky Lynch do it. I like when Daniel Bryan does it. So I'm not amongst that. But I thought that double standard was a little funny. But this segment was great. I mean, everything about it, from Miz begging to try to get him to hey, say it, like, say it, you know, and I liked how Daniel Bryan was like, yes. No. Yes. No. Like, I everything about taking the plates off. Oh, yeah, the plates was taking the plates off. I saw someone, a belt maker, on Twitter, I think it was Belts by Dan, who mentioned that the WWE Championship is made of leather. He needs to do something like he buys a replica and refuses to carry that leather strap to the ring, and like that would be so good.
A hemp belt.
Yeah. Oh my god.
A hemp championship belt would be everything.
Oh my god.
Holy shit. Even if he loses the belt, he gets to carry that thing around.
God, that's such a good idea. And then someone at some point gets to just take a flame to it,
you know. Fire.
No, my hemp belt, you know. Mother Nature.
It's Kane.
Yeah. But yeah, mentioning, was it Alexander Hamilton? Is that who he mentioned or whatever?
Alexander Hamilton.
Just everything he was mentioning, the gas in the air. You're just like, man, that was like, it's just like so many thoughts that he had building up in his head for so long that he got to unleash, and I loved it. I loved every second of this. Even though I miss the old Daniel Bryan, I'm now, in the words of Creed, like, I'm accepting Daniel Bryan with arms wide open. Yeah. You know, the new Daniel Bryan, give it to me. I like it. You know, I'm into it.
Creed being the song, the band, not the movie.
With arms wide open.
Oh, that guy. All right, so and then AJ Styles came out, had a little bit of a back and forth with them, then laid out Miz with a skull crushing finale. Oh no, Miz laid him out with a skull crushing finale, and then Daniel Bryan ran out. So, you know, and then he was interviewed in the back and said, everything I do for a reason, blah, blah, blah. So you get that he's like kind of moving parts, having parts being moved into place for himself. Randy Orton.
He almost reminds me of like a Bob Backlund right now. Of just like a preachy, crazy, only cares about, you know, championship. Does it have a little bit of a Bob Backlund vibe?
I can see that. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because he's young. He's a small white dude.
Small white dude.
Trying to get ahead, you know.
He's like yelly.
Right. Frustrated with everyone, the fans, everything. Yeah. Just need a bow tie. That's all he needs.
Give him a bow tie and a step stool. And he's the new Bob Backlund. I like it.
Well, we should before we get into Randy and Jeff Hardy, we should talk about the promo. You retweeted some of the promo with Rusev talking about his things. And let me tell you something. My swag came in. It's Happy Rusev Day. Woo! I don't know if you see it on the camera. Happy Rusev Day. I had to wear it today. I was excited to wear it today when it came in last night. Got my Sasha Banks shirt, and I got my Andre Cien Almas shirt. El Idolo. I can't wait to wear that one as well. So this was a fun little promo with them, and they brought up the thing about Shinsuke, so that's coming down the pike, and they have big smiles. Lana didn't do much in the promo, or CJ, but seeing Rusev do his thing was great.
Dude, when he said he's got that his traps are like double-decker Supremes, that was one of the funniest things, dude, because it didn't really make sense.
No.
But it was just so good. Like, all his comparisons, I loved it. Rusev is so good on the mic. Like, he's one of those guys where it's similar to Scott Dawson, how we were talking about.
Yeah.
Like, if you give him the mic, he's going to be entertaining.
Yeah.
And this was a perfect example of that, where it was just like a quick thing, but you were like, man, he's great.
Yeah.
He's great.
It's so much fun to watch.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, Randy Orton took on, maybe that'll be a TLC match. I don't know, but it's certainly coming down the pike within Shinsuke and Rusev for the title. Yeah. So that'll be fun.
And they should give it, just give it. I think that Rusev should be the U.S. champ.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see what happens, how they play it. At least it should be a program for a bit.
Well, I would like it to be a program. Perfect world scenario. I would like it to be a program for a little bit.
Yeah.
He beats Nakamura.
Right.
And then we get a feud between Nakamura and Daniel Bryan for the title.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That would be great.
I like that.
I love that.
Yeah, that's my perfect world scenario here.
Wow. I don't know if there's a spot, but I'd love it. All right, Randy Orton took on Jeff Hardy. This was we've seen this many times before between these guys recently, but what was great about it was having Samoa Joe come out with his promo there in the bar and totally mess with Hardy. I guess they're leaning into this DUI thing, man. They're really leaning into his alcoholism or whatever substance abuse stuff. And once again, people are like, oh, I'm a little upset about them asking about Renee Young and her relationship. What? This is a guy's alcoholism, man. This is way more serious. This is so. If you don't have an issue with this, you better not have an issue with the Renee Young thing on Raw. So this is insane, and I can't believe Jeff's going along with this.
Well, it's not the first time. It's not the first time he's done it, though. Mm-hmm. Remember, like back in the day.
Yeah, but his relapse, man. The relapse is like.
Yeah, but even the whole thing with CM Punk, where CM Punk was like, if I recall, pouring alcohol on him or pouring out, like it was like a whole thing. Like he's gone there before.
Sure.
He's done it before. It's not. It wouldn't be the first time, you know. So I don't think it's necessarily.
But if you're a family member watching, you're like, oh, it must like. Well,
I mean, like there was, his wife posted a picture of their daughter watching the show. And like how she asked if she could stay up late to watch the AJ Styles match. Yeah, it was actually really adorable because she's wearing like the gloves and she's doing the whole thing. And it's like, she asked if she could stay up to watch her favorite wrestler AJ Styles, which I thought was funny. I was like, oh damn, like, well, distant dad, but okay, like all right. Like you wouldn't see Maxwell saying someone else is his favorite wrestler, but okay, no, but it was really cute. But you do, yes, it toes the line, But Joe's like a dastardly heel. Like I get it, like he's not afraid to go there.
Nope.
Like he doesn't care if people think about him at all. Like he knows that wrestling is a work and that this is all storyline and like he's cool playing in those boundaries and like I loved it. I thought it was great. I mean, when he did the whole drink responsibly thing and like tipped his cup or whatever, I loved it. I thought that was great. I thought this was such a good tweet from Samoa Joe, who honestly, I feel bad that like every time he's killing it, he's almost overshadowed by someone else. Yeah. Because like Daniel Bryan's doing so great right now in this heel turn, but like Samoa Joe has been on fire. Yeah. Like the whole feud with AJ Styles, now this. And Samoa Joe's killing it. Yeah. Like he's, I would say, in the top 5 most entertaining people in all of WWE right now. But yeah, I like this tweet from him. He said, "It's amazing how all you virtue-laden people will bludgeon your high horse in an instant to justify the actions of your so-called heroes. Yet you're upset with me because I just want to bludgeon your hero directly." I was like, oh, that's a really good point to a lot of wrestling fans who talk so much shit on Twitter. Like, man, that's a good, that's burn. I was like, man, dude, but he's great. He's so good right now. I'm loving everything that Joe does. This is one of those instances. That was great.
Agreed. Well, speaking of everything something you love, rather. This match between AJ Styles and Miz was great. What a good back and forth. A lot of fun watching this match. I thought for sure they were going to give the Miz a victory because of the troubles he's had over the last few weeks getting victories. But in the end, the Miz takes care of business. But it's just a fun match. The previous is this going to be a triple threat match for Daniel's title?
Did you say Miz won or AJ Styles won?
No, I'm sorry, AJ Styles won. Sorry. They defeated Miz. I thought they were going to give Miz the victory because he lost a couple of times. But like, I like this match. This is such a good match. Yeah. Great chemistry between them again. And are we going to see this? This is going to be a triple threat match too, do you think, for the title?
I would think so.
Okay.
Well,
did they announce it?
Maybe not yet. No.
Okay.
I feel like not yet. I feel like maybe like Royal Rumble, because it's only 2 weeks away. But
why would you throw them into a thing?
No, because he beat The Miz, so it wouldn't make sense to throw The Miz in the match.
Do you think The Miz won't be involved at all in the pay-per-view?
Maybe he'll be involved in some way in the match.
What's going to happen with the Mariners? What are they going to have to cheer for if they're not there?
I can see him making a presence in the match.
You think he's interfering?
Maybe, or like
helping Daniel Bryan.
Or that's what I was thinking of like going that down that road of like, hey, look, no, I'm on your team, like only to try and show that he was right all along. Like, no, we are the same, you know. I could see them going that route with it, you know. But yeah, the match was great.
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan on commentary, once again, Daniel Bryan was so good the whole episode.
Yep.
Everything Daniel Bryan did was gold this entire episode.
It's the anti-Corbin. It's the anti-Baron Corbin is Daniel Bryan.
Because they used him so much, but he was great.
It's great, yeah. Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is.
I like how quickly I figured out what that meant in my head. That's how much I'm getting to know Rocha now and doing these shows. Yeah, no, absolutely. When he was on commentary and Byron Saxton said, like, what's your daughter going to think of this? And he was like, I hope my daughter kicks 1,000 men in the groin. And I hope she kicks you in the groin too, Byron Saxton. I was like, man, that was so good. It was so good. I loved it. Daniel Bryan he killed it on commentary. So much so that like it was almost hard to focus on this great match that was going on because Daniel Bryan was so entertaining, everything that he was saying, where they were like, Byron Saxton said, like, oh, you betrayed everyone by, kicking AJ Styles and, low blowing AJ Styles. And he was like, yeah. Because the old Daniel Bryan never low-blowed anyone to win a match. Do your history.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Like, I was like, oh, he's so good.
Like Saxon said it, you've never done that. He goes, really? Daniel Bryan's never low-blowed anybody to win a match? Yeah. Do your history, Byron. Yeah, I love that.
That was so good. It was so good.
Because he's been a heel before. So he's done it.
Yeah. So I loved that. And the post-match stuff. I mean,
man.
You know what?
Tearing apart AJ was great.
I like that. Daniel Bryan is one of those people. He's such a brilliant wrestling mind that he goes in his head like, well, like new Daniel Bryan has to have a different finisher, And even though he was using the heel hook before, he really solidified it last night where he just made it look so vicious. Like it looked like you were like, man, he wants to break that dude's leg, and I liked it. I like him kind of like just. I'm okay. As much as I am bummed about that they're going that direction, I like that Daniel Bryan is such a brilliant wrestling mind that he's like, all right, I'm leaning all the way in. I'm switching everything. I'm switching the Titantron. I'm switching my gear. I'm just switching everything. Like I'm different. I'm a different Daniel Bryan. I'm the new Daniel Bryan. And I thought it was great. Even the face stomps that he used to do on the indies more often. Yeah. Everything about it was just like, man, that guy, even though he's this vegan, hippie, green loving asshole. Yeah. He's vicious. You don't want to piss that green loving dude off at all. Nope. Don't piss off that green geek because he will kill you.
Yeah, exactly.
And I love that. It's great.
Yeah. I love that too. So we're going to see how this plays out. I hope it's a triple threat match. If it's not a triple threat match, then Miz is going to be involved in some way, some shape, some form rather. So it'll be fun to see that.
He also we posted a video today on the site. This just before we came in here, where there was supposed to be a dark match after the show of Daniel Bryan versus The Miz.
Yeah.
And Daniel Bryan gets in the ring and he gets on the mic and he's talking to the crowd and he sees a kid in the crowd and the kid's holding a sign and he goes, "What does that sign say? Does that say it's your birthday? It's your birthday? Congratulations, you're stupid." To one of the kids in the crowd.
Oh my God, that's brilliant.
And then he's like, he's like, just know your parents are probably happy today because you got recognized for being so stupid or whatever. And then the whole crowd starts chanting happy birthday to the kid.
Yeah.
And he's like, don't say say happy birthday to this kid. Don't say it. Don't say happy birthday to this kid. And he's like getting all mad. And then he's like, and he goes like, you know what? I'm so mad about you guys saying happy birthday to this kid. I'm over it. You guys aren't going to be graced with a match from me tonight. I'm out of here. I'm going back to Aberdeen, Washington, God's country. And I was like, it was like so good calling Aberdeen God's country, leaving because they said happy birthday to a little kid.
Yeah.
So good. Yeah, he's I feel like this is going to be a good time with Daniel Bryan as champion.
Do you like what they're doing with Miz?
I don't like it so far.
Okay.
You know, I don't. But I'm not like
they're turning him into a bit of a buffoon,
kind of,
and that's dangerous line territory to walk.
Well, he was always kind of a bit of a buffoon, but he could still
he could win matches.
He would still win, yeah. I think he's a Chris Jericho, where he's so Teflon, like he could take losses, all day long and still be as over as he is, no matter where he goes. Sure. He's gonna get booed out of the building, no matter where he goes. But I don't know if he's gonna get cheered uproariously everywhere he goes, you know. And so, especially the way they're doing it right now, like I'm curious as to where this. It seems like there has to be a face turn in the works here of some sort for Miz, and I'm curious to how they get there, because right now the whole Shane stuff doesn't seem like it's going to help me get there. Like the whole like I'm covering the ears of the trophy and all that kind of stuff. I don't know if that's necessarily the way they're going to get to face Miz, but I am interested to see how they do it.
Yeah, me too. Me too. We'll see. As it goes along, we'll see. We got one more SmackDown before we get into the pay-per-view, so we look forward to see how they're going to line up the matches going into it. It's going to be a lot of fun. So overall, a good episode of SmackDown.
Great episode.
Both Ryan and I thoroughly enjoyed it. When I don't have to fast forward, that tells me it's a good episode. I'll be honest with you. If I don't, I can look at my phone still, but fast forwarding, that's when I know it's like a boring ass episode. So I like that I didn't have to do any of that during this because I didn't want to miss anything.
Yep.
Even during the Randy Orton Jeff Hardy match, I watched a little bit just to see what would happen, and if he'd put his finger in his ear hole again, all that kind of stuff. So, all right, well, let us know what you thought of this SmackDown in the comments section below. And Ryan, where can people subscribe to everything?
ProWrestlingSheet.com is the website. YouTube.com/C/WrestlingSheet. That's our YouTube channel. We're building it out as quickly as possible. So please go subscribe there, like the videos, share them, leave comments. I read them all. So yeah, that helps out a lot. Also subscribe to our podcast feed. It's on iTunes, but also it's on Podcast One. You search Wrestling Sheet Radio to find that there. It's the recaps we do here. Wrestling Sheet Radio that goes up on Fridays, as well as any other interviews and stuff that I'm doing. And also make sure you check out all the other Collider-related properties: Collider Gaming, Collider Sports, Collider Videos, Collider Quick Hits, Collider Podcast. That's a lot of Collider YouTube channels, so go check them out. There's great content being put there all week.
Yeah, definitely. And you can follow Ryan at Ryan Satin. You can follow me at The Rocha Says on Twitter and on Instagram. And of course, all the other stuff we have here on Collider, the regular Collider channel, with like a Collider Live, Collider Heroes, Collider Jedi Council, all the stuff. Collider Sports is a lot of stuff we did do there. We're about to do Sportsbook tomorrow, covering Thursday and covering the game for Thursday night and doing the lines for the weekend. We'll do that. Go to the Collider Sports YouTube channel or podcast channel for that. And Collider Gaming, you can even catch me as the Outlaw playing Red Dead Redemption with Dennis. If you haven't been on the Collider Gaming channel, go and check that video out. It's a lot of fun. All right, thanks everybody for watching this week. We'll see you next time on Collider Body Slam. Have a great weekend.
ProWrestlingSheet.com